I think he must be in something else.
Okay.
Uh, One thing, Soumya, from D98,
Hmm.
Neha would be the district director.
Neha. Okay, just text me, no, Anand. Just
Sure.
text me, please. Full name and title, please.
Okay.
Please. Thank you.
Sure.
Only Jinesh is the host, yeah?
Yeah, I'm the host.
Yes.
Who else? Who else? I'll
Make
make it DTM.
Sanish as host, no?
Yeah, Sanish and DTM Shamima being
Yeah,
DTM
MC.
Shamima.
Yeah.
The next speaker, if they find difficult where is a mute, unmute, and just you can unmute them if you. Okay, I'm not putting that pressure on you today. I will do that.
Sorry. Wait,
No,
wait.
you,
I'm
being
busy
host.
with the VG. Wait. I'm
Yeah.
busy with the VG now.
Okay, no problems. DTM Soumya, you need to be the co-host.
Just make me as a backup, I'll not do
Yeah.
anything. Just
Yeah,
give me.
okay, I'll make you.
And
too.
maybe Anand also, because we agreed Anand and Sanish will be admitting from D98, no?
Yeah.
Okay. And
Okay.
music will be on, and you will also do that arranging of the timer also. Has Shine joined, Anand? Is she joining?
No, not yet. I
Yeah.
cannot see.
Ask her to join, no, please. We'll test the timing cards also.
We are live now. Okay, between.
Okay, then better to put the music.
Yeah, but we need a timer to be in.
Until she is there, just put the music. Anand, Sanish, who is checking if the timer is joining?
I'll check some.
Please. Thank you.
She's joining in a minute.
Hi, I think I need to mirror the image, right?
Sorry?
I need to mirror my image. My VG.
No, Shamima, it's coming properly.
Coming proper?
DTM Shamima, you need any help?
So,
Is it proper? My image, my background?
Yes, it is okay.
Perfect. Okay, thank you. And Rita is joining.
so you might want to hold this angle so both the district number visible if you want to this. So,
Sorry?
or else if you tilt a bit right now, the district number gets. This is
Okay
proper.
now?
Yeah.
Okay now?
Yeah, this is good.
Okay, perfect.
Mine is visible, no?
Yes. Same
Your
thing.
district number is getting cut a bit, so you can just go a bit back, or you can take up the latest background which I put. So I
Good
just noticed over here.
evening. Good evening, DTM Aletta. Good evening.
Is this fine?
Hello,
Is this
everyone.
fine?
Good
Hello,
evening,
Aletta.
Aletta.
Welcome.
Thank you.
Is this fine now? Shamima, can you see both the district numbers?
No. Mandasa, I think
You can go
you come
a
to
bit
your
back.
left. You come to your left a little.
Okay, here?
Yes,
Yes.
perfect. Yes.
Because there is Toastmasters, there is the district number, and there is
Yes,
my
yes,
reflector. VP, long time no see.
Just to let you know, DTM Aletta, we still have 30 odd minutes. We start at 7:45, at 7:19 here. So we're just trying to
Okay.
set up, and so we have time just in case.
Okay, well, I'll go off camera. I just wanted you to know that
Yes.
I'm ready.
Thank you.
And,
Thank you.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.
So
All
this
right,
is
now
fine. I will
you
not
can do all
change.
your testing, whatever you wanted to do. So
Yeah.
yes.
Is my face looking too big?
No. It is
It's
looking
looking
nice.
beautiful. Oh my
Looking
God.
good.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Then it's okay. It should not capture the entire screen, huh? That's the
No.
only the
It
face.
is
I'm
perfect.
still
It is
using the
perfect.
old virtual background. Is it okay?
It's
I think,
okay,
yeah,
Soumya. So
even
you
I'm
had
using
done
the
it.
old one.
Yeah, so you
Soumya.
had done very properly, Soumya. So you adjusted and it wasn't getting cut. For others, I noticed the district number was getting cut. That's why I kept another version. So you don't have the conscious how you have twist.
So now you can see me, right? This
Yes,
position is
Nanda.
perfect. Okay.
Yes.
Okay, fine. This is my stage area.
Okay. So a timer, when will timer join? Anand,
I
Sunesh?
called, she's joining in.
Okay. So once she joins, just check the timing, and till that time, maybe Jinesh, you can play the music.
We still have 25 minutes to start, right?
Yeah. 25, yes.
If they left and screw 'em all, and then I got you off your knees, put you right back on your feet, just so you could take advantage of me. Tell me how's it feel sitting out there, feeling so haughty but too far away to hold me. You know I'm the one who put you out there, name in the sky. Does it ever get lonely thinking you could leave without me? Leave without me. You know I'm the one who put you out there. I don't know why. Thinking you could leave without me. Leave without me. You know I'm the one who put you out there. I don't know why. Tell me how's it feel sitting up there, feeling so high but too far away to hold me. You know I'm the one who put you out there, name in the sky. Does it ever get lonely thinking you could leave without me? Leave without me. You know I'm the one who put you out there. I don't know why. Thinking you could leave without me. Leave without me. You know I'm the one who put you out there. I don't know why. Thinking you could leave.
Alia.
Left today. What if
Good evening, Shine.
safe and sound? What if we're hard to find? What if we lost the mind?
Shine, if you can share your screen and we do that check.
Yes, sure.
This is green, yellow, and red.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Thank you, Shine.
This is yours. stop to drive? What if we close our eyes? Speeding through red lights into paradise. Cause we got no time for getting old. What a body, time and souls. Cross our fingers, here we go. And when the lights start flashing like a photo booth, and the stars exploding, we'll be fireproof. My youth is yours, tripping on stars and waterfalls. My youth is yours, run away now and forever. My youth is yours, a truth that I fight. My youth is yours. What would they say? What would they do? Would it be trouble if they knew? I'm trying hard to make you see all that you are is all that I need. I know that it's a secret, and I can't keep it, but I want the lights on. Yeah, I want the lights on. And I don't wanna run away anymore. Leave the lights on, leave the lights on. I know that it's a secret, and I can't keep it, but I want the lights on. Yeah, I want the lights on. And I don't wanna run away anymore. Leave the lights on. Leave the lights on, leave the lights on.
Straight one.
dying, shouldn't hurt you here, I'm crying. Can you practice what you preach? Or would you turn the other cheek? Father, 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 help us, and some guidance from above. 'Cause right now people have me questioning, where is the love? The love, the love. Where is the love, the love, the love? Where is the love? Where is the love? Where is the love, the love, the love? What's wrong with the world, mama? People living like they ain't got no mamas. Think the whole world's addicted to the drama, only attracted to the things that'll bring you trauma. Overseas, yeah, we trying to stop the terrorism, but we still got terrorists here living in the USA, the big CIA, the Bloods and the Crips and the KKK. But if you only have love for your own race, then you only leave space to discriminate, and to discriminate only generates hate. And when you hate, then you're bound to get irate.
were just fine before I met you. I drink too much and that's an issue. Okay. Hey, tell your friends it was nice to meet them, but I never want to see them again. I know I broke your heart, moved to the city in a broke down car. 4 years, no calls, now you're looking pretty in a hotel bar, and I can't stop. No, I can't stop. So baby, pull me closer in the backseat of your Rover that I know you can't afford. Like that tattoo on your shoulder. Pull the sheets right off the corner of the mattress that you stole from your roommate back in Boulder. We ain't never getting older. No, no, no. No, no, no. No, no, no. No, no, no. You look as good as the day I met you. I forget just why I left you. I was insane. Stay and play that Blink-182 song that we beat to death in Tucson. Okay. I know it breaks your heart. Moved to the city in a broke down car. 4 years, no call. Now I'm looking pretty in a hotel bar, and I can't stop. No, I can't stop. So baby, pull me closer in the backseat of your Rover that I know you can't afford. Got that tattoo on your shoulder. Pull the sheets right off the corner of the mattress that you stole from your roommate back in Boulder. We ain't never getting old. No, yeah. No, no, yeah. No, 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 no. No, no, no. No, no, no. No, no, no.
In my mind, in my head, this is where we all came from. The dreams we had, the love we shared, this is what we're waiting for. In my mind, in my head, this is where we all came from. In my mind, in my head, this is where we all came from. In my mind, in my head, this is where we all came from. The dreams we had, the love we shared, this is what we're waiting for. In my mind, in my head, this is where we all came from. In my mind, in my head, this is where we all came from. In my mind, in my mind, in my head, this is where we all came from. The dreams we had, the love we shared, this is what we're waiting for. In my mind, in my head, this is where we all came from. In my mind, in my head, this is where we all came from. In my mind, Do you recall that long ago we would walk on the sidewalk, innocent? Remember, all we did was scared from each other, but the night was warm. We were born and young. All around, the wind blows. We would only hold on to let go. Blow a kiss, fire a gun. We need someone to lean on. Blow a kiss, fire a gun. We need someone to lean on. Blow a kiss,
Yeah, Ginny?
fire a gun. We need someone to lean on. Blow a kiss, fire a gun. Oh, we need somebody to lean on. Woke up
Hello, hello. Can we start?
Yes.
Good evening, esteemed leaders and Toastmasters. A very warm welcome to all the inspiring leaders from District 127 and District 98. My name is Mandar Akshikar, and it's my privilege to serve as your Sergeant at Arms for today's special joint club growth initiative from District 127 and District 98, themed From Start to Sustain. Before we begin, let us remind ourselves of our district mission. We build new clubs and support all clubs in achieving excellence, guided by our core values: integrity, respect, service, and excellence. Let us all embody these principles throughout today's session. To ensure a smooth and enjoyable experience, I request everyone to follow a few simple guidelines. Keep your mobile phones on silent mode. Use the reaction button to express your appreciation and encouragement. Keep your videos on, and please remain mute unless you are invited to speak. Also, let's keep the environment professional and inclusive by avoiding 3 taboo topics: religion, sex, and politics. Please note, this meeting is being recorded. Now, over to the safety briefing. In case of any official emergency alert received on your mobile devices during the meeting, please remain calm. If you are driving, continue safely and proceed to an enclosed indoor location, away from the windows and open areas, in line with the official advisories. The meeting will continue as planned. However, should there be any additional instructions, we will act accordingly. Now, it is my distinct honor to introduce a leader whom I truly admire. Our next speaker began her Toastmaster journey over 6 years ago and had since led with purpose and creating a lasting impact. She has served multiple club and district leadership roles and has been recognized as the best area director in District 105 and the best division director in Smedley District 127, 2023-2024, a testament to her unwavering commitment to excellence and growth. Currently serving as the Club Growth Director for District 127, she continues to inspire and empower leaders across the district. Beyond Toastmasters, she is a seasoned HR leader with over 17 years of global experience dedicated to developing people and transforming organizations. She strongly believes that leadership is not reserved for a few. It is built on those who choose to step forward. Toastmasters and leaders, please join me in extending a warm and enthusiastic welcome to the one and only DTM Soumya Shetty as she takes the meeting forward. Over to you.
Thank you so much, distinguished Toastmaster Mandar. Let's have a big round of applause for him for starting the meeting with the bang. Now, this is a joint initiative by District 127 and District 98. And if you are outside of District 127, you would be wondering why the safety briefing. It is because those who live here in this part of world, we get this safety alerts from the government officials for our safety, and we felt it is very important. Should we receive any such alert during the meeting, what do? We follow the safety guidelines. Without any further ado, let me first welcome the dignitaries who have graced us with this initiative, starting with, we are truly privileged and honored to have DTM Aletta Rochat with us for today's session, an inspiring leader who made history as the first person from Africa and only the 10th woman in 100 years to serve as International President of Toastmasters International. Thank you so much for being here, DTM Aletta. Let me also recognize few other dignitaries who are in this house today in this session. My fellow Club Growth Director from District 98, distinguished Toastmaster Anand Ashok, and the District Director from District 98, distinguished Toastmaster Neha Bhatt. Our fellow Club Growth Directors, distinguished Toastmaster Meltem and distinguished Toastmaster Peter. Our Region Advisor, Region 8 Advisor, distinguished Toastmaster Rania. Past Club Growth Directors, distinguished Toastmaster VP Menon and distinguished Toastmaster Shamima Ahmed. And to all our lovely district leaders, past, current, and future leaders, thank you so much for making time today. To set a context, this meeting is only happening as a result of the trainings which we have attended. Often we underestimate the trainings which we are offered in Toastmasters. I got into touch with distinguished Toastmaster Anand, first in Philadelphia and second in Oman. And what a beautiful training program it was. And during the brainstorming and after as well, we came up with this wonderful idea of having this particular session. And this dives down to the club level as well. Imagine if the clubs come together, do joint meeting, joint sessions, joint resources, what an impact it would have, isn't it? And as Club Growth Directors, yes, we are committed in fulfilling the district's mission. But at the same time, this particular topic is very close to our hearts, which is sustaining a Toastmasters Club. Because it's not just about keeping the meeting running, but even it's also the keeping ever-evolving organization running. And you quietly build a real-life world skill by doing so, which is not limited to leadership that actually works in the real world, communication with purpose, stakeholder management, crisis management, which we are facing in our current district, problem solving under pressure, consistency and discipline, and many, many more to go. Today's session is unique in its own way, and without further ado, I would like to invite the person who would be taking this session ahead. It is my privilege to introduce distinguished Toastmaster Shamima, a seasoned and super friendly Toastmaster with over 15 years of selfless service in communication and leadership. She have held several key leadership roles, including area director, the First Lady Division Director from Abu Dhabi, and past Club Growth Director of District 105. She has also served as District Leadership Committee Chair of District 127. She walks the talk when it comes to Toastmasters core values, be it respect, integrity, selfless service, or the drive to excel. She is a master's in biochemistry and nurtures a creative side through her interest in baking, music, and photography. Please, with the virtual thunderous round of applause, join me in welcoming distinguished Toastmaster Shamima. Over to you.
Thank you, DTM Soumya, for that beautiful introduction. President of Toastmasters International, DTM Aletta Rochat, district dignitaries and members, good evening. This is an evening of immense significance and joy to have you all on this amazing platform. In today's context, the very presence of DTM Aletta amongst us demonstrates the connected and enabling facade of our Toastmasters family. With this unique introduction by DTM Soumya, I take the privilege to add a few more to the amazing leadership persona of DTM Aletta, which I feel complements to which already has been said about her. DTM Aletta is also an inner life skills wisdom partner and a certified coach. She is an accomplished author and global speaker who has delivered trainings in 21 countries and works with clients all around the world. She also coaches TEDx speakers, helping them craft messages that leave a lasting impact. DTM Aletta describes leading, coaching, and training as her happy place. Based in Cape Town, South Africa, she enjoys walking, hiking, and occasionally running half marathons with a spirited group of women known as the Wonder Women. Today, we would be listening to DTM Aletta on an aspect which is of utmost relevance across various levels of Toastmasters leadership. That is, infusing endurance and resilience in the clubs we create. I hand over the screen to DTM Aletta for her session, Start to Sustain. The screen is all yours, ma'am.
Thank you so much for a wonderful introduction. And district leaders, it is my privilege to be with you today. I was thinking, as I was preparing for this meeting, that times are tough. I've never lived through what you are living through at the moment. So I commend you for still being willing and able to think about Toastmasters and think about clubs in the midst of everything else you're going through. So just know that our hearts are with you. We wish that all this hostility will end and that everybody is safe and that everyone can continue with their lives. But I just want to acknowledge that times are tough. So thank you for being here in the midst of whatever challenges you and your families are facing. When I think of sustainable clubs, I inevitably go back to my first club meeting. I joke I was running away from my kids, and that's why I went to Toastmasters. I wanted something that had nothing to do with being a wife or a mom, and I'd heard about Toastmasters, but I'd never even met what a real Toastmaster. So I didn't know what I was in for. But I do know that if I had been underwhelmed at that first meeting, I probably would have walked away and thought, okay, that's not for me. Let me find something else to keep me busy. And I was blessed. I walked into one of the most successful clubs in the district. I didn't know that at the time. But what I did know is they made me happy that I left home. They made me happy that I gave up my time to go and be with them. And when I saw the Toastmasters in action that evening, I was just blown away. They were funny, they were articulate, they were professional, they were persuading me, they were, making me laugh. I was captivated. And within the first 5 minutes, I knew I would join. Afterwards, I found out there was another club that met at exactly the same venue, just at a different time of the month. And when I went to their meeting, I'm not sure I would have joined because the energy wasn't there, the professionalism wasn't there. In my mind, knowing at that point almost nothing about the organization, there wasn't a value exchange. If I'm giving you my time and my money and my effort, I want super service back. It's like a customer service relationship. And if that exchange isn't there, then I wouldn't return. And I've been a member, gosh, since 2008. And I still feel that I'm getting value for money because I still learn at every meeting. So that is our challenge. Because if you had to ask me what keeps a club sustainable, it's that every meeting delivers value. In the absence of that, there are 1,001 other things you and I could be doing apart from coming to a meeting. I remember our club president at the time, Liz Dewing, said to us at one point, when you join Toastmasters, you're like a sponge. You just want to learn all there is to learn, and it's all about how whatever you learn can benefit you personally. But there comes a time, if you really want value out of Toastmasters, that you have to learn to give. And that's when your value for money exchange really rockets, when you become a contribution to your club, when you become a contribution to your fellow club members. And that is our responsibility, not only to charter clubs that are sustainable, but to charter them so that the members understand that not only are they there to receive, but they're also there to give. And the more we can get that philosophy going from the very beginning, the higher the chance of that club being sustainable and being successful. When we talk about corporate clubs, the one thing I think, well, let me go back and make a confession. This wasn't a corporate club presentation, but my husband at one point had his very good childhood friend come and visit us. And he said to me, Aletta, I hear you in Toastmasters. What is that all about? And I started saying, well, we have meetings and then we do speeches and the evaluations and their table topics. And by the time I got to the grammarian, his eyes had glazed over and he said, that doesn't sound like a lot of fun. It's not for me. And I had fallen into the trap of telling people what we do, not how we transform as a result of being a Toastmaster. If I'd said to him, I go to Toastmasters and I learn to be more articulate, more professional, and by the way, we have the best fun doing it, you should come along and see for yourself, that would have had a far higher chance of getting through to him. So it's not about the how. Don't overwhelm people at the early stage with how we get our results. It's more about the transformation. I've grown in confidence. I've got a promotion. I can now relate to my children better. I can listen analytically. Those are the real world skills. So when we go to a corporation, don't tell them that we have pathways and that table topics and grammarians. They don't even want to know what that means. They want to know what problems can we solve. And this is where we get into question mode. What problems do you have in the organization? And without even knowing who you're talking to, I can guarantee it'll be people being on time, and speaking on time would be one of the problems. Meetings that aren't productive, teamwork, people not being able to motivate one another in a team, or people not being able to sell their ideas to get buy-in from senior management and get resources for their projects. Those are the type of problems we solve. So start off with the problems they want to solve and then tell them how we can solve those problems. We practice time management in every meeting. We give feedback to everybody every time they speak to let them know, are they coming through clearly? Are they persuasive? We have mentors to help you get better. And you can practice these skills again and again and again in a safe environment where you're guaranteed an audience and you're guaranteed applause, and you can make your mistakes there rather than in front of the clients. That's the kind of conversation we want to have specifically with corporates. I'd been a Toastmaster probably just over a year when one of our club members came to me, and her name was Carol. And she said, Aletta, I have no idea how far you want to go in Toastmasters, but we've got a new corporate club. Wouldn't you like to be a mentor? Now, of course, she was very brave because I was a new Toastmaster, so she extended a hand of trust and obviously told me that she would help me understand what that meant. And I stepped into this brand new corporate club, myself relatively new as a Toastmaster, helping them get going. And I learned so much. One of the things they taught me, which didn't come from me, was that when you're in a corporate club, they were a small club, only 100 people. It was probably too small to sustain a Toastmasters club. They had client-facing professionals, they had admin staff. They opened the club to everybody in the company. One of the ladies who joined was the lady who was very used to the boardroom because she served tea and coffee and made lunches in the boardroom. And she was there as an equal to the people with degrees behind the name talking about financial investments to the clients. And that was a beautiful cross-pollination of ideas and stories that was very powerful. One of the things they started doing, which I recommend, is in any corporate club, at every meeting, invite one of the senior heads of department, directors, anybody that has got staff under them. Invite them to the meeting and schedule a thought for the day midway through the meeting. So you ask them to come at the beginning of the meeting, they present a 5-minute thought for the day. Nobody evaluates them. We don't want those egos to get bruised. But they get to see the first part of the meeting. They get to see the concept of Toastmasters in action. And then if they need to leave, they can leave. But by doing that every week, you expose different senior managers to what Toastmasters can offer because they probably don't know. And if you had to just tell them in a few sentences, they wouldn't understand. But they get to see who's taking part, and the people at that meeting get to be seen by senior management. So that senior management presence, and if you're lucky enough to have a senior manager who's been a Toastmaster, that is worth gold. So definitely invite them to be part of the journey of that club. The other thing that you can think of as a corporate club is to weave exposure to Toastmasters into the onboarding for new staff. So if someone joins the company, part of their orientation is an introduction to the club, not just being told there's a club here, but getting a message through to somebody at the club, the VPM or the VPPR, to come in and personally invite that person to come to a meeting. But then you don't just send an email, you go find them at the office, you introduce yourself and you walk them to the meeting. So you kind of naturally, organically expose new people to what we have to offer. One of the big telecommunications companies in South Africa is Vodacom, and they have a corporate club. And we met at their auditorium at their head office. And I don't know who did it, but they had a massive big plaque outside the auditorium saying Vodacom is a proud sponsor of the Vodacom Toastmasters Club. Again, that's just endorsement that everybody who came for a meeting at that corporate head office would see that they had a Toastmasters Club and that it was endorsed by the management. Starting a corporate club is not that difficult if you've got the right person at HR and you've got what I call an internal champion, someone on the ground who can get it going. One of the traps that I see corporate clubs falling into is they think, okay, we've got the club, that's it. It'll magically just take care of itself. They have a unique challenge. They meet often during the workday. And I don't know about your workday, but sometimes workdays can be crazy. So they're coming in work mode, finding time in their day to come to Toastmasters. It can easily get discarded because there's a crisis at work. So try and get through to HR and management that even though it's a Toastmasters club, it's also personal development and professional development. And therefore, it shouldn't just be discarded because of times being busy. Just give us this hour or an hour and a half, however long the meeting is, we'll get back to work as soon as we can. But everybody benefits when you go through your Toastmasters training and increase your skills because you take that back to your desk afterwards. Corporate clubs also struggle to advertise themselves, and that is a mistake. So if you've got an intranet, you've got whatever you've got within the company, make sure that you not quite spam that, but have constant photos and videos and articles about what your members have done. And what you're really looking for is the stories of transformation. So-and-so has been a Toastmaster for 6 months, grown in confidence. He or she has just got a promotion. Or so-and-so came to Toastmasters and is now able to confidently lead meetings with senior management. Those are the stories you want to share and interview the people. Short 1-minute videos would be great, but keep sharing that. Keep inviting people to your meetings. Don't think that just because you've chartered a club, that's enough. For those of you that have been in romantic relationships, think of when you met that person, you started dating, and imagine that relationship grew. You had a wonderful relationship with that person, but you also have a relationship with that person's friends and their parents and their extended family. And if you're serious about this relationship, you want to have a good relationship with the friends and the parents and the family, not just with the individual. And a corporate club is similar to that. You can have a club and you can have a relationship as a mentor or a sponsor or an area director or a division director with those members. But clubs that are very successful in the corporate world, Toastmasters develops a relationship with HR, with learning and development, whoever it is who's kind of overseeing the club. My suggestion is that you meet with them maybe every 3 months and just say, this is what I'm seeing. Here's all the people that are participating. Here's the progress we've made, and share the success stories. And then ask them, is there any way these people with this newfound confidence can be of use to the company? Have you got a day where you need an MC for a meeting, or you're having a conference and you'd like an MC? Maybe one of our Toastmasters could do that for you. That type of approach. In other words, positioning the Toastmasters members as now added value to the company in a new way. So keep meeting with HR, keep giving them feedback, keep reassuring them that the club is doing well. And if not, say to them, we really would appreciate your support, because people have signed up, the company's paying, but they're not coming to meetings. I think it's very healthy in the beginning, if the company is sponsoring those members, for them to agree to certain performance criteria. We'll attend 75% of the meetings. We're going to make progress 1 level within 3 months or 6 months, whatever it is, you agree that, but hold people accountable. It breaks my heart when I see corporate clubs fold because the members have taken for granted that they've been sponsored by their company and they've not arrived. So try and get that accountability agreement in place up front, remind the members of it, remind HR of it, and really get the best for everybody. We don't want the company to feel that they've wasted their money, and we certainly don't want people to miss out on the opportunities. Club officer training for corporates is often a challenge. They, no matter what you tell them, they don't think they're signed up for club officer training on the weekends. So in my district, and you've probably tried it before, we have separate club officer training during the week for members and club officers of corporate clubs, because they don't want to spend their weekends. For some of them, that's really difficult. We make it shorter, but we make it very impactful, and it's tailored to corporate clubs. So consider something like that. For any club, not just corporate clubs, what can you, as a Toastmasters community, do to support that club? And one of the best things you can do is to attend the meetings. Get more than one person going, almost plan a roster of who's going to go to the meeting when, because that outside influence can just inspire them. It can help them realize that there's something outside of the club called Toastmasters, not just their little club. And one of the best ways to do this, to bring them into the Toastmasters community, is to ask them if we can host an area or a division contest at their premises. Because often you'll get those premises for free from the company, and then you bring all the action to them, and they suddenly meet people they didn't know existed. They meet people from other clubs. They get into the club contest experience far more easily doing it that way than asking them to come to a club contest. So take the excitement to them, and that often makes a big difference. I think, to go back to what I said in the beginning, corporate clubs that struggle, and let me tell you that I'm very personally exposed to that. I was a club mentor and a sponsor for a corporate club in Cape Town. And for the first 6 months, we did really well. And then one of the key internal champions, who was a member of that club, she left for another company. And suddenly things started going wrong. The first warning sign was they wanted to meet once a month and not twice a month. The next warning sign was that people weren't showing up for meetings, even though the company was sponsoring their dues. Then it was that people were too busy. And of course, the age-old problem, there were 1 or 2 people doing everything. So when you see these warning signs, try and have a meeting with the club exco early on and try and just help them through the challenges. They don't mean to let anyone down, but they get overwhelmed very quickly. And that's where your experience, your mentoring could really, really help them. But usually, long before the club implodes, there are many warning signs, and our job is to look for them, put something in place to help them, and to try and get them back on track. Try and get that energy and that enthusiasm back. Whether you're a member of a corporate club, whether you're the member of a community club, the same challenge remains. At every meeting, can you make me glad that I've left home to come to the meeting? Can you make me glad that I've given you my precious time in a busy day? Are you giving me value for money? Do you notice if I'm there or not? And do you care about whether I'm engaged or not? Those paying attention to the members and nurturing them and nurturing their progress in an authentic way, not just saying, we need the goals. What are you doing? When are you going to register a level? It's got to be far more genuine than that. But when you do that in a corporate club, when you do that in a community club, you're building a community that is stronger than the outside pressures. Because then I'm motivated to come even when I'm busy. I'm motivated because people are waiting for me to show up and they care whether or not I do my next presentation. So a lot of this, as you and I know, it's not rocket science. It's attention to detail on many points. And of course, as Ralph C. Smedley said, are you having fun? And do they know you're having fun? Are they also having fun? So these are a lot of touch points. But if you pay attention and you lead with your heart and you look after the people, I believe that the clubs will be sustained. For those clubs that are already chartered, whether or not you are distinguished matters. The way one of my club presidents always used to say, he used to tell guests, we've been a President's Distinguished Club for over 20 years. And of course, they don't know what that means. And he said that's the equivalent of a 5-star hotel. We're really good at what we do, and we'll look after you. This is a fantastic club to join. So being able to say that you're a distinguished club gives you bragging rights, and it gives people the reassurance that you know how to run the club. I've been to clubs where there were 5 people in attendance. I was asked to evaluate the club president. And just before he spoke, he said to me, Aletta, please don't evaluate me. I've got no use for an evaluation. I don't need to learn anything. Why would anyone go to that club? And I'm actually grateful that club closed because they weren't good for our brand. So make sure that everything is done professionally. Give people value for money. That is the best advice for any club. And just doing that, being a successful club, not because the president wants it, not because the VPE wants it, but because it becomes a club goal that they understand the value of being distinguished. When I was district director, the saying I came up with was, when I am my personal best, we are distinguished. And that speaks to each one of us contributing to our club, our area, our division, our district. So challenge yourselves, challenge each other to bring your personal best, to build clubs that operate at a high level, that deliver value, so that people come and they stay, and that we all grow as a result. That's all I've got to say. If we have time, I'm welcome to take any questions, happy to take any questions. But thank you for the privilege of being with you this evening.
Thank you, DTM Aletta, for that truly inspiring and insightful session. Thank you so much, ma'am. A session, I feel, it makes us look at the whole aspect of club health and club retention with a purposeful perspective. So I'm sure all of us who are present here have a lot of thought and ideas for our own sets of club challenges that resonates so reliably to what we have just heard from you. And so moving forward, as you say that you want to take a few questions, and we have some of our very eager members to put forward a few questions to you. We do have a set of queries, so let me proceed for the question and answer round. Is it okay, ma'am? I have your permission.
Yes, go ahead.
Thank you. So let me see on the screen who has, I see VP Menon on the screen. DTM VP Menon, can we have your question, please?
Okay, I'm unmuted now. Thank you very much. Distinguished Toastmaster Aletta, how are you? Seeing you after a long time.
Good to see you.
Good to see you too. So you've actually shared a lot of valuable insights, on sustainability of clubs. But to narrow it down from your personal experience, what are some of the top 2 or 3 factors, the top ones, that are really important, that make the difference between the clubs that sustain for long and those that fade away after a few years? For example, I come from a club, Dubai Toastmasters Club, which is one of the first club in Dubai. We'll be celebrating 30 years this year. And I've been a member there for the last 24 years. But we see so many clubs start and then in a few years, they just fade away. So if you were to summarize this into 2 or 3 top priorities that we should focus on.
Very good question. I'll take my own club that's 40 years old. I think we've had ups and downs. COVID was tough for us. We lost members. But there's always been this, and it sounds like trite to say commitment to excellence. But we really care about being distinguished and about being presidents distinguished. This year we were going to be Smedley distinguished. And what that means is that we always keep an eye on it. Not everybody, it's usually the club committee. And if we see early warning signs that we're off track, we as a committee get together and say, we are committed to this. How are we going to motivate other people to do it? Because we can't do it. It's not our goal. It's got to be a club goal. And then we do what it takes. Speakathon. We're very big on mentorship. And that's one of the things we advertise when people come to the club. We say, as soon as you join, you are assigned a mentor. And that, I think, reassures a lot of people that they're not alone. But I think it's a commitment. And I'm very proud to be part of that club. And I'm also proud of the fact that I contribute every year. I'm not just the passenger. So we try and build that culture of how do you contribute to the club. So if a club's just going through the motions and they're meeting, but nobody really cares, and sometimes it happens and sometimes it doesn't, you can sense it. The members sense it and the guests sense it. But if there's a commitment, even though it's tough, I'm not pretending it's always easy. Sometimes people don't get on within the committee. Sometimes some of the committee members don't do what they say they were going to do. But when that happened recently, we picked up that whoever was meant to do something didn't do it, and immediately other people stepped in. So we've got your back, and we're here for the club. So I think that it's a commitment. It's not... Distinguished clubs don't happen by accident. They happen by intention. And if you can see the value in that intention and getting there, for everybody, not just for the Club Exco, then you will get there. It's not that difficult. You've just got to do a certain number of things and you can plan it, but you've got to want it.
Thank you.
Thank you, DTM Aletta, for that beautiful, insightful one. I see a raise of hand by Toastmaster Zohara. Toastmaster Zohara, can we have your question, please?
Hi, good evening to all. First of all, let me thank you very much, DTM Aletta. You answered a lot of questions in my mind without asking them. So through your inspiration and your solid knowledge and experience, you already inspired us much more than what you thought. So I just have a question just to learn more, and I wish if we can have this kind of sessions every often, so we can really learn from this experience a lot of things that we are struggling with. So my question is, from your global perspective, what is the most common leadership mistake during crisis? And how can we mentor proactively to ensure sustainability and engagement? Because this is really what we are facing now. So we are sitting at home, we're trying to go, but there is a mistakes. We would like to avoid it, me and everyone. So please share. Thank you.
Thank you. As I said before, I've not lived what you're living through, but my instinct is that in times of crisis, you've got to put people first. So irrespective of what you're calling them to find out, have you done this or haven't you done this, or do you know, before you talk about the doing, talk about the being. And the best way I know how to do that is to call someone, don't type, don't text, actually pick up the phone and speak to them if possible, and say to them, how's life treating you? And just keep quiet. And they will share what they want to share, but that'll give you a huge insight as to whether they've even got the capacity to think of Toastmasters. Because when life is in crisis, often that has to take a back seat, and so it should. So I think you've got to have more empathy than normal, more patience than normal, and just at this point, people are more important than results. I'm not saying that we give up and we walk away from our roles, but I'm saying that in this climate, I think we have to approach things differently. People will still do what they have to do, but you've got to let them know that you're seeing them as a person before you're seeing them as a task that needs to be completed. So huge empathy, huge patience for yourself as well, because remember, you're not operating at your best either. So try and, if you're going to speak to someone, try and do it when you're not at your worst. Do something that, have a cup of tea, whatever it is. Just try and get yourself in a better position so that when you do speak to them, you're able to give of yourself and just care for them. And I certainly know that when I've been through tough times in my life, when people have approached me, concerned about me, that's meant the world to me. I've never forgotten it. But if you just call me up in a time of crisis and say, well, why haven't you done X? I'm not sure I want to do it. I'd probably walk away. So just be very gentle with everybody.
Thank you, Toastmaster Johara. Thank you, DTM Aletta. I have one question from past District Director DTM Balaji Bhushan. He asked that after a couple of years, members lose interest. They feel that they are not learning or growing. So how can we keep them engaged and provide value? Your perspective.
If they're not learning or growing, they're probably not doing very much. There is a tendency when you've been around for a while to think, I don't really need to prepare that much, or it doesn't really matter. Let the new people do a new level. I'll just be an evaluator. So we get a bit lazy. So I would challenge those older members to reinvigorate themselves, sign up for a new path, demonstrate that you are actually doing the curriculum, that you're taking the next step. Lead by example. Don't just think you know it all. And also ask them to be mentors, ask them to present educational sessions. We've got these new requirements in Pathways to present from the Better Speaker series. Ask them to do it. Knock on their door and make them feel useful. But particularly ask them to be a mentor and ask them to lead by example would be my suggestion. Challenge them.
Thank you. Thank you. Next, I see a raise of hand from DTM Prabdeep. Everyone, I'm coming one by one.
Hello. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Yeah. Thank you, Shamina. Thank you, International President Aletta. My gratitude to Soumya for planning this. I'm currently serving as a president of a corporate club, which is MCA Gulf Toastmasters Club. And we are a consulting company where, we have a lot of interns who come for less than 2 years, or there are people who join us for developing themselves and they leave quickly. So the challenge with us is that the members who we have made in the clubs for help them to grow, they stay with us for a very short time, and we have to show that they are growing and they are learning in a very short time, let's say less than in 2 years period. So you have given a lot of examples, and that's very valuable. But specifically, if you can tell me that 1, 2, or 3 things what we can do for those members, so that the impact is being shown in them in a very less time. Yeah.
I would address it up front and say to them, we know we've only got you for 2 years, and that means you have 2 years to develop skills that are going to launch you for the rest of your career. So how can you plan to get the most out of this privilege and this opportunity so that you are a sought after person in the consulting world? We'll teach you to present with confidence. We'll teach you to be persuasive. We'll teach you to listen analytically. We'll teach you to lead people. But we've only got 2 years. So what can you commit to every month so that by the end of the 2-year period, you can walk away with your head held high and your future looking bright? So I would really package it as a limited time opportunity, and they need to get the most out of it, which is their choice. They've got to come to the party as well. We can offer as much as we can, but I would really sensitize them to the fact that every meeting is an opportunity to learn something new. Let's squeeze as much as we can into these 2 years.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you.
I have a question from, it's in the chat. Let me check. I have a question from immediate past club growth director, DTM Harish Krishnan. He wants to ask you, we see seasoned Toastmasters leaving clubs. So how can we bring them back to clubs again?
I was sent something today by one of the region advisors, and she is encouraging her districts her clubs to look at the people who haven't renewed. And then at a club meeting, record a video where you get everybody in front of the camera and you say, we missed you at the last meeting. And then 3 people stand up. We missed you because we had so much fun. We missed you because we had the most interesting topic for the speech, and get 3 of them to say what's great about the club, and then say, come on back. And that was just a very interesting way of reminding people how much they're missing out on. But first of all, you've got to speak to people before their renewals to find out if they're going to renew or not. If you only find out after they've not renewed, you've already missed an opportunity. But the sooner you can engage with them and say, we miss you. And then years ago, there was one of the district governors in our district contacted all the members who hadn't renewed, called them. And he just asked them one question, and that was, what originally brought you to Toastmasters? And they would say whatever it was. And then they would just have a conversation. And I think 50% of the people renewed because they reminded themselves why they joined and perhaps realized they hadn't achieved everything they wanted to. But don't wait until they haven't renewed to speak to them beforehand. Another, our second Vice President, Jean Gamester, she's a president of a club, and they've got a mentoring system, and they've built into the mentoring system that our goal as a mentor is not just to mentor them through the first few speeches. Our goal is to get them to renew for the next cycle. So every mentor takes them through the speeches, but also mentors them to renew. And I thought that was a very simple way of saying part of your job as a mentor is to make sure they get enough value and are motivated to renew for another at least 6 months.
Okay. Thank you. I hope, Harish, you have your question answered. I can see a raise of hand from DTM Hashim Halim. DTM Hashim, the screen is yours.
Thank you. Thank you, DTM Shamima. And thank you so much, DTM Aletta, for that wonderful session. So much of learning packed into the short time that you are with us. My question is more towards new clubs. Obviously, we always start a new club with the intention of, spreading what we've learned from Toastmasters into a new community. But somewhere along the way, clubs lose momentum. My question to you is, if you were to build a new Toastmaster club that is intended to thrive in the long run, what would be your top 3 priorities for the first 90 days of that club? How would you go about it? And what would you suggest to anybody else who would like to start a new club? Your top 3 priorities for the first 90 days.
Very good question. I would make sure that all their club meetings are outstanding. And to ensure that happened, I would bring in a lot of Toastmasters from other clubs to assist, to be part of the program, to either speak or evaluate or just support the club and bring that energy so that your meetings are really, really exceptional consistently. I would bring them into the Toastmasters community as soon as possible. So if there's a club contest, I would invite them. And by invite them, I mean pick them up and take them. Don't just send out an email. Get them involved in the broader community as soon as possible. That could be in club officer training or anything like that. The third thing I would do was to make sure that in addition to the speeches and evaluations and table topics, that you have education sessions like from the Better Speaker series as part of the agenda. Because we tracked over time in our club that when we stopped having education sessions, we lost members. Because those education sessions are good for the members, they're good for the guests, they're good for the speakers. So in other words, you're really trying to just pack in the value for those meetings. But if those meetings are extraordinary and you have a lot of energy, you're almost guaranteed that people will want to come back. So that's a very simple way, I think, of trying to ensure that they can start off with a huge amount of energy and sustain them.
Okay, now I see a raise of hands for so many people. May I request Degrace Salunga is from Abu Dhabi. Can we have your question, please?
Thank you very much, DTM Shamima, for picking me for one of the questions. First, I'd like to say thank you very much, DTM Aletta, for that wonderful session. My heart flutters because of one thing that I could have a takeaway for tonight. Before focusing on doing, concentrate of being. That hit hard because before you become a person for someone, you just have to become. You should have to put yourself in that shoe so you can be on that being, so you can understand being an empathy or an sympathy. But my question on this one is with regards to mentorship. So can you give us at least 2 mentorship structures and recognition practices that we can establish within our corporate environment to ensure consistent member participation and sustainable pipeline for our future club members? That would be a great help for our club as well. Thank you very much.
So I think the first step is to find the mentors. If it's a new club, it's a challenge. You might have to bring mentors from other clubs. But make sure that those mentors set the expectations. So the expectation is not just to have a cup of coffee together. The expectation, if I'm mentoring you, is for me to help you get off to a fast start and get the most out of your Toastmasters experience in the shortest amount of time. That means I'm expecting you to participate. I get you settled in pathways, and I get you starting to tick off things. Table topic speaker, do a speech, do your icebreaker, getting you active, but I'm expecting you to want to be active. And one of the best things you can do is to instill a culture in your club of done is better than perfect. There is so much value in doing a presentation, a speech, even if it's not ready, because we've all got excuses. We wish we had another week, another 3 days, another 5 days, whatever it is. We'll never have enough time. So if you can develop the discipline to see the value in doing it, even though you're not ready, because in the real world, if your boss says to you, you're going to speak tomorrow, you haven't got enough time. So just the done is better than perfect gives everyone permission to come and learn from their mistakes, not coming saying, I've got to stay away because I'm not ready. So that mentor can really drive engagement and hold people accountable. And I don't want a mentor who's just a cheerleader. You know, my granny can be a cheerleader. I want someone who can really challenge me and push me and expect things from me and help me grow. So if you can get that culture going and just get that mentorship going, and I always say to people, you don't have to marry your mentor. You know, it can be a short-term relationship. Don't stress about whether it's the perfect match. Just get someone who can help you take the next few steps, and then you can swap mentors. So don't overthink it, just get it done.
Thank you. I just love the sentence, you don't have to marry your mentor. Okay. Next, can we have Sana Ashraf? Sana Ashraf is also from Abu Dhabi. Sana, can we have your question, please?
Good evening, DTM Aletta and fellow Toastmasters. I hope I'm audible. I am the VPE of a newly chartered club called Abu Dhabi Orators. Our club was chartered in June last year with 24 members, and at some point we grew up to 35 members. But I'm not sure if it's due to the ongoing crisis or due to personal issues. Our membership has dropped significantly this cycle to around 18 to 20 members. Despite all this, we are 8 DCP points strong. In challenging situations like these, what can new clubs like ours do to actually attract new members, not only attract new members, but also retain existing members and maintain the club quality?
My suggestion would be to position your club meetings as an opportunity for fellowship. Everybody's under stress. So asking people to do speeches, some of them can't even think that far. But if you said to them, we're a caring community, come to our meeting and just share your experiences. And it could be an extended table topic session. It could be a pathway speech. But I think inviting people to share what they're going through might be a very valuable space. Because if we go in a crisis, I don't want to tell my family necessarily, if I've got children, I want to protect them. I'm trying to, and I'm trying to protect people who are older than me. So having the freedom to speak honestly and just share stories might be very welcome. I wouldn't put the emphasis right now on membership because it's a crisis. I would just say, come to our meeting, come show up. Let's have a fellowship in this community. And as time goes on and hopefully everything settles down, then it's easier to talk about membership. But it almost seems to be insensitive at the moment to say, come along, don't you want to sign up and be a member? You can grow your career. And they're wondering if they're safe. So I think our messaging has to change. So, and ask them what would be meaningful to them. Perhaps that's another conversation to have with your club members. This is my idea. Come together. Let's share stories, because there's probably stories you can share of people who've inspired you in this crisis, people who've reached out and really made a difference to others who are going through, great losses or stresses. So that sharing could be a very inspirational thing as well. And I think that might be ask your members. But my sense, my gut feel is that that sharing of what you're going through might have huge value and would be very much appreciated.
Thank you, DTM. I see Shubhayan Chakraborty. Shubhayan, I'm seeing you raising your hand from a long time. So please, can we have your question?
Thank you, Toastmaster Shamima, and once again, thank you, Toastmaster Aletta, for all these deeply insightful points that you mentioned. And this brings me to a very important question which I had to ask, and it's applicable for all clubs, not just a corporate club or any club in that context. If you could speak directly to a club which has already hit rock bottom, whether that is in terms of dwindling membership, maybe low energy from members, or even a sense of uncertainty whether they will continue the club or not, what would you say to those members or even the ex-com at that moment so that the club continues and progresses, rebuilds itself, and finds that enthusiasm to keep up their learning journey?
Very good question. I think I would ask them why they first joined. And often when people lose interest, it's because there's too few of them doing too much. They get burnt out. In not the latest Toastmasters magazine, I think 1 or 2 issues before that, there's an article there of a division director I met in Malaysia last year. His club was down to 1 member. It was him. And he's a shy, introverted guy. And he built his club up because he believed it was worthwhile. And I said to him, please share that story with the Toastmasters magazine. I think it was so inspiring. So go and find that article. If there's one person who believes and believes strongly enough, you can do it. I remember the world champion of public speaking, Verity Price, who lives in Cape Town as well. She shared with me that her club had got down to very few members, and it was her and 1 other person, and they had to make a choice. So they looked at each other and they said, we can do the easy thing and close the club, or we can do the thing that we believe has the most value and build it up. And that's exactly what they did. So ideally, you need a couple of you who really sincerely believe it, and then you've got to go into demo meeting mode. Every meeting is actually a demo meeting. Every meeting is someone inviting someone in. And just being proactive, but use the problem solution approach. Nervous about your next job interview? We can help. Can't make small talk at family gatherings? We can help. That type of approach. And if you look at the District 91 website under the, I think it is marketing, they've got digital templates, probably about 25 of them using that exact approach. It's a very simple approach. So you're selling the transformation, not what we do, like I made the mistake of so many years ago. So if it's worth it, 2 of you, 1 of you can make it happen, but just kind of regroup and decide why it's important and decide what you each can do, and then bring in other people to help you. This is a community. There are other people that can help you. So good luck with that one.
Thank you so much.
Now I see a raise of hand from DTM Mohammed Ashik.
Thank you, DTM Shamima. I mean, I must say, DTM Aletta, this was such an impressive session, and you have added immense value to all of us. My question is actually revolving to the warning signals you talked about from the struggling club. Now, based on your experience, what are the 2 most reliable early signals of a struggling club? And how can we, when I say the leaders, transform those signals into a standardized monitoring system that empowers all the area directors and division directors to intervene proactively?
Years ago, at convention, I spoke to Vanessa King, and at the time she was the district director of District 91, which is based in the UK. And I said to her, you know, Vanessa, every year District 91 is on the Hall of Fame stage in the top 3 of the world for the highest percentage of clubs over 20. I said, how do you do it? She looked at me and she said, when is a club in trouble? I said, tell me. She said, a club is in trouble when it gets to 19 members. So it was early attention to loss of membership, early attention to non-engagement of members, early attention to people who don't show up or don't take the next step. There are so many warning signs available to us, but we only pay attention when it gets to 12 and I think, oh, they need a club coach. They've needed a coach for a year. So having an honest conversation with the exco of the club or the members of the club, doing a moments of truth so the members tell you what the issues are. You know, you've got to have a club that wants to improve. Some clubs say they do, but they don't want to change. That's a real challenge. But if there are enough people who really care about the club and can say, you know, one of the best indicators of a club's success or failure is how many people show up at the meeting. How many of them are members and how many of them are guests, and track that over time so you can see it's going up or it's going down. Do you have 20 guests coming and only 2 sign up? That's a clue. Maybe you need to work on how you approach those guests to become members. So track everything and pay attention to the trends that are going down and pay attention early. And it sounds like a lot of work, but actually it's easier to do it early than to do it when the club needs life support because there's hardly anyone left. So I think a lot of it is available to us, but we ignore it because we're busy. So make time just to pay attention to the things that you know are an issue and see how you can proactively address them earlier rather than later. And I think that'll make a big difference.
Thank you. I hope, Ashik, you have your answer. I see a raise of hand from DTM Sudha Warrior from District 98. You're on mute.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Shamina. And DTM Aletta, you were just marvelous. I think you really touched our hearts with the way you answer every question, where your mind and heart is synced in so well that whatever came out was a genuine, honest addressal of the problem. Thank you very much. My question is also very close to my heart because it's about mentoring. And I feel that mentoring is not for everyone, but people like to get into it for different reasons, obviously credits, visibility, or whatever could be the reason. And I do find that because we don't have any kind of qualifying element for us to make sure that a person is actually fit to be a mentor and to be able to take them through for 6 months for any club minimum, to be sure that the club is above the board. How do we really look for those qualities, especially in Toastmasters, to be able to be a good mentor and make sure that 6 months becomes a great foundation for the club? Thank you.
It's a very interesting conundrum because, as you say, some people will take on the mentor role to get the credit, and that you can understand as well from their viewpoint. And most people, I assume, good intent, they're trying their best, but maybe they don't know exactly how to do it. Years ago, we had a past district director in our club lead up the mentors in the district, and she used to have sessions training the mentors on how to be mentors and just giving them that support and checking in with them. How's it going? So giving them the education and support they need. Because often people just think, oh, well, I think I know what I'm doing. And most of us think we know what we're doing. Why wouldn't we? But we can always get better. So maybe having workshops to set benchmarks for mentoring, that could be really useful. And then you can get some of your best mentors to share their wisdom with everybody else. So try that approach and try and see if you can share best practices and give the mentors the support as well, because it can be pretty lonely. I know my recent club mentoring experience, it was difficult. And I probably would have appreciated someone calling me and saying, Aletta, how's it going? Can I help? You know, what else do you need? Or who else can we send in? Because remember, the mentor is assigned as a club mentor doesn't mean other people can't come in to do speeches or evaluations or to assist. So having a mentor network that taps into the broader Toastmasters community could also really be useful.
I have a very interesting question from Toastmaster Kalpana Arvind. Speaking in mother tongue could be more expressive. So will language clubs get any sort of support from Toastmasters International?
We wish we had unlimited budgets and a magic wand so we could give everything in everybody's mother tongue. Sadly, we don't. So we're very reliant on members themselves to help us translate materials into the language of their choice. So if you have a language that we haven't covered, or you want more materials in a language that we've translated some things and not everything, just email district services and let them know, that you are willing to help and assist. And it's not an easy process. I mean, translation takes time. So we're very grateful to those of you that have already been so involved. I know our region advisor, Rania, has led up a translation team for years. So we're very, very grateful to those members who provide that service. But we're always looking for more members who would be able to assist us with that.
Okay. Thank you, DTM. Can I have the question from Abhishek Devraj from District 98?
Thank you, Distinguished Toastmaster Shamima, for inviting me on the dais. Later, you spoke about trends and conundrums. A new trend that we all face is of artificial intelligence. And the geography where I come from has a lot of clubs at institutions that are training future workforce. So how do we pitch Toastmasters, not just about, skill development, but how do we tell it to the stakeholders that we provide you something that would help you, because see, for an institution, it is how my students are getting placed. For students, it is how I'm getting placed. So how can we do it in such a rapidly evolving scenario of artificial intelligence that Toastmasters is your cornerstone for the future?
Thank you. I use AI every single day, and I absolutely love it because it saves me so much time. But the output you get is directly related to your input. So if you as a Toastmaster are more articulate, are able to storytell in more detail, are able to think analytically and really question a problem, you are going to get a far greater output from AI than if you just type in the basics, tell me how to write a speech on, baking pancakes, whatever it is. AI, it's the same as we used to say years ago when we first had computers, garbage in, garbage out. And AI is no different. The other big thing that people overlook, sure, you can get AI to write you the most amazing things, but does what you write match how you speak? Because if there's a discrepancy, then there's going to be an immediate lack of trust. And I've seen it in articles in the press where university students do use AI and they get very good assignment results. Come exam day and they've got to actually write it themselves, they fail. So that discrepancy is very important in building up your own personal brand, in your own reputation, your company's reputation. Can you articulate as well as you write? And I don't think AI can teach you how to articulate it and give you a script, but can you put that script aside and speak professionally and sound credible and answer questions without any preparation, any time to type into AI? So I think there's still a huge gap. I did a course on AI recently, and the person who ran the course said, you are not going to be replaced by AI. You are going to be replaced by someone who knows how to use AI. So I would add on to that, you will be replaced by someone who has been a Toastmaster and can articulate themselves and has learned how to use AI in a very professional manner.
Thank you, Aletta.
I see DTM, thank you, Toastmaster Abhishek. I see from District 20, DTM Khalid Jalal.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Shamima, for recognizing. Thank you so much, Aletta, being here with all of us. And special thanks to Toastmaster Soumya for inviting us today in this call. I've been hearing, and of course, I'm very much thankful to Toastmasters International and all the leaders who looked at us, looked at our situation. I don't want to go into the details about the region issues and all those. And they've been so flexible and so kind, so helpful. And we are so happy and thankful. So thank you very much, first of all, DTM Aletta, for considering about our districts to go online and help us with our conventions and the contest in terms of the safety of our members. From the bottom of my heart, I'm really thankful to you and the entire team. Special thanks to our RA, DTM Rania, who's also been supportive and standing with us, checking on us every now and then, how are we doing and how the district, or what help and support we need. I've been hearing also from other leaders, they've been talking about take care of the members, listen to, talk to them, pick the call and speak to them, ask about. You also mentioned the same thing, and I also heard about the membership renewals scenarios in the clubs. Now, I know everyone has their own challenges, but one thing which I wanted to ask is, you know the situation we are all going through, and there are a lot of fear. Many corporate clubs are planning not to renew. It's not that they don't like Toastmasters, they value it, but because situation, their priorities have changed. Similarly, there are members who are stuck, they cannot come back, so they're also worried. Should they renew, they do not renew. As a result, all the planning which we have done start of the term is disturbed. And we're still working hard to make sure we cope up, as you also mentioned in yours. We should not lose hope, we should continue. But just in case towards the end of the term, we don't achieve the targets which we have set for us, which we thought are achievable, and we worked hard and we were very close to that. And because of the situation, things have changed. Will TI consider still the distinguished status for the districts where we have issues? I'm not saying we should do it immediately. We don't want to become lazy. We want to still work hard to achieve our targets. But let's say, God forbid, we can't achieve the targets by end of the term. Will TI, by any chance, consider something for the districts? Thank you.
Thank you, Khalid. That's a fascinating question. I don't know is a short answer. We haven't considered that. I think how I would answer that is just to say, in times of crisis, all the rules change. That doesn't mean that we can bend the recognition systems. It means that what we value changes. So in the current moment, your safety is more important than your results. Your community is more important than your results. And all of us know and understand that. Understand that, you're a region with very proud results. You've worked hard over many years, and I've often looked to your region and been so inspired by the work ethic, the results, the professionalism. I remember during COVID how I used to come from my district to your sessions where you guys taught us how to do online contests and online council meetings. So you have a proud history. I can't answer that question, but I can say that in our eyes, your achievement doesn't carry less weight. Just being a Toastmaster and being on this call tonight in the midst of everything else it's testimony to me of your commitment. And we will not look at you differently because you didn't get distinguished. So just know that we care deeply about you. We send you best wishes. We wish things can get easier sooner, but results are only results. The people are far more important than the results. But if you have any requests like that, send them to World Headquarters. We'll look at them. I can't promise anything, but I can say that we really appreciate everything that each one of you are doing.
Okay. Thank you, DTM Aletta, and forever grateful for replying to so many of the questions. And I think it's time for us to wrap up. Again, thank you so much from the bottom of my heart for all the beautiful education session and whatever you have answered to all the queries from all the members that are interested in the session from start to sustain, and also regarding mentorship and how to build healthy clubs and clubs that sustain throughout. Thank you so much, ma'am. With this, I would like to invite our District 98 Club Growth Director, Toastmaster Anand, for the closing address.
Thank you, Shamima, distinguished Toastmaster Shamima. What a great evening we had today. World leaders from multiple countries coming together, meeting together, helping build clubs and help them succeed. This meeting wouldn't have been possible without the support of wonderful people behind the scenes who kept the meeting in progress. While we have 100 people in the room already, we also have a live streaming happening across. There are many people joined over there as well. I'd like to take this opportunity to felicitate few people. Let me share my screen. To start with, I would like to spotlight Toastmaster Sanish. The district public relations manager from District 98, who has helped us in the creatives, all the lovely backgrounds, so that we are all on the same page. Thank you, Toastmaster Sanish. If you have spotlighted him and taken a photograph. Thank you. Next, we call upon Distinguished Toastmaster Mandar Akshikar for helping us start the meeting on time and ensure all the safety protocols are in place. Thank you, Distinguished Toastmaster Mandar. Next, we have the lovely Distinguished Toastmaster Shamima, who kept the questions flowing. All the people were given an opportunity to be spotlighted and be heard.
Thank you, Anand. Thank you, DTM Aletta.
Next, we have the Toastmaster Jinesh, who has been the person seamlessly spotlighting people, ensuring all the Zoom controls are in place, the YouTube live streaming is in place. A big round of applause to Toastmaster Jinesh. Toastmaster Shine from District 98, who has been keeping time and ensuring we start on time and we end on time. Congratulations, Shine. Here's a certificate for me as well. And finally, I'd like to take this moment to thank distinguished Toastmaster Soumya, who we worked on for this particular day from quite 2 months to 3 months in place, reaching out to distinguished Toastmaster Aletta how to plan this particular program so that we help all our clubs. Thank you, Soumya. It was fun working with you and
Same here, Anand. On that note, I really want to once again thank DTM Aletta, because she has been such a sweetheart, if I can use this word, because to and fro, I was sending her requests to shoot a video. She did that. I sent her the certificates for signature. She did that. It never felt like I don't know her personally. And thank you so much for your warmth and honestly, on behalf of all of us, for answering so many questions for non-stop 45 minutes. Big thank you from all of us. Immensely grateful. Thank you.
Thank you for the privilege of being with you.
Thank you.
So thank you, everyone. Now, as we wrap up this wonderful session, I'll leave you with one simple thought Aletta shared right at the beginning. Every meeting adds value if you are willing to receive it. Come in like a sponge. The more you give in a Toastmasters meeting, your energy, your support, your involvement, the more you actually take away. And that's the beauty of this journey. It's not about ticking off roles or agendas. It's about how we change lives along the way, starting with our own. In corporate clubs especially, the message is clear. Let's stop explaining what we do and start talking about the problems we solve. Better communication, confident leaders, effective meetings, and stronger teams. And yes, the basics really matter. Being on time, speaking within time, running focused productive meetings. These aren't just Toastmaster skills. They are the real workplace skills. This is the one place where we can practice, make mistakes, get feedback, and grow before it ever matters in front of a client or a senior leader. Aletta also reminded us how powerful connection is. Having senior leaders present, onboarding members one-to-one, staying connected with HR and managers, and telling our story through real examples of member transformation. Above all, keep the engagement high. Look after people. Ask yourself, are they learning? And more importantly, are they having fun? Because distinguished clubs don't happen by chance. They happen by choice, commitment, and intent. And finally, when times are tough, remember this: people first. Let me repeat: people first. It's less about doing, it's more about being. And sometimes a more powerful question is simply, how is life treating you? Thank you, Aletta, for your wisdom, and thank you all for showing up with purpose, heart, and intention every single meeting. So let's show up professionally, give our personal best, and make our Toastmasters meetings the one meeting people actually don't want to leave early. Thank you all for turning every meeting into value, impact, and yes, a little fun too. To add to the fun, I would request all of you to turn on your videos so that we can capture this beautiful moment. Put out your hearts. I hope someone is taking the picture.
Yeah, I'll take the picture. So,
Dinesh, please.
all right. So, let's. I request everybody to give your best smile. No smileys icon on the screen, please. That will fill the entire screen. So, right, ready? 1, 2, 3. Here we go. Thanks. So we got 2 pages. So please keep smiling for 1 more minute. Ready? 1, 2, 3, go. Bye. Thanks, everyone.
Thank you. Thank you once again, Aletta, for sharing your experience and perspective so generously. You reminded us that Toastmasters is not just about meetings, but it's about people, purpose, and transformation. We truly appreciate your leadership and presence today. Thank you all the leaders who have joined in for this wonderful meeting.
Thank you. Thank you, everyone. Good night and stay safe.